you got to focus on yourself and level up. Feel what I'm saying? And focusing on yourself is real simple, man. You're not worried about nothing else. You're not worried about what anybody else got going on. You're not worried about what anybody else is thinking. You doing exactly what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? To elevate your life. And a lot of us, man, we worrying about what other people think, what other people gonna say, instead of just doing what we said we gonna do, instead of just sticking to the code that we put on for ourselves. It's always gonna be a hater, you know what I mean? It's always gonna be a lot going on. It's always gonna be your friend group that might hinder you or push you forward towards greatness, you know. I don't know your situation, but I do know this. We gotta lock in and we gotta be the best that we can be for ourselves, for our future selves, not just for our current selves. You know what I mean? Our future self is looking back, waiting, understanding that we gotta go through this process, but our future self knows what's good and what's bad for us. In hindsight, the best that we can do to make the best decisions is take time to understand what are we doing. Am I deciding to go to the gym today or not? You know, I'm aware of my life and I'm making these choices to better my life instead of just being like everybody else, or instead of just wasting my time. You make those decisions and you have to live with it. You might not feel those decisions now, but you'll feel it in the future. And that's why I brought up your future self. You know, you got to understand that this life is cutthroat. There's going to be a lot of things that go wrong. Can you still overcome that? And in order to overcome those things, a lot of times we got to just focus on us, because I can't deal with my problems and then help you with all your problems. You know, I can't have conversations with myself and God and always be around other energies and what other people have going on. If I'm focused on saving the world, when will I ever have a chance to save and help myself? If I'm focused on helping everybody, how can I help me? Sometimes I need that rest and that relaxation, you know, understanding that life is going to give me everything I need at the right time, but I still got to show up and put some work in. Gotta be overly dedicated to the process. You gotta be overly putting in this work, and you gotta overly have faith. And people don't have those things. People don't do those things. People don't move like that. And it is what it is, because at the end of the day, we can only do what we can do. We can only control what we can control, and we can only live the life that we earn. You have to appreciate where you at, but you also gotta appreciate the process, the journey. You know you can't be doing the old things that you used to do. You can't talk that way. You can't be that way. You can't hang around those groups of people. You have to change your life by changing your mindset and changing what you do. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have, and if you're not using your time to actually lock in and make some sort of progress, you're not gonna make it. If you're not using your time to actually lock in and do the things that you need to do to get you to where you want to go, you're not gonna make it. And it's time that you focus on you. Until to focus on you, you focused on everybody else. You focused on what everybody else is doing. You focused on what everybody else thinks. And the truth is, man, when you gonna just lock in on the things that you gotta lock in on, when you just gonna focus on yourself and focus on what you got going on, focus on what you doing, focus on your life, focus on the process that you're in, focus on the journey that you're in. Everybody else wants you to focus on them and what they got going on, but what about yourself? And a lot of the times we don't focus on ourselves because we're trying to please the world, not knowing you can never please the world. You know, the only person you should be trying to please is God himself. You feel what I'm saying? That energy, that positive energy that he radiates on an everyday basis needs to reach our hearts. Instead, we complaining. Instead, we not spending time with him. We not talking to him. We not building a relationship with him. We think we could just do bad all by ourselves. We think we don't need God. We think we don't need to improve. And okay, keep thinking like that and see what happens. You know, I'm going ghost sometimes, isolating myself because I need that space. My space can't be occupied with negative energy. My space can't be occupied with haters. My space can't be occupied with people who are not prioritizing the things that they need to be. My space can't be around that. I can't be around that. My energy don't like that. You know, life is too short, you know, to be doing those things. I gotta do better. I gotta be better. I gotta think better. I gotta act better, and it's all about evolving. It's not about staying the same. It's about progress, making progress. It's not about being stuck in the same place doing the same things. That's not good. And you know that you're better than that, so you gotta do better than that. And that's what locking in is all about. Locking in on something bigger than yourself is so important. A lot of people are not going to tell you to lock in. A lot of people are not going to tell you to do the things that you need to do. They can't do that. It's a negative energy going on, man. It's crazy, bro. And there's a lot of negative things that will try to take you out of balance. You have to focus on yourself. It's so easy to focus on everything else. It's so easy to focus on everything else, but you got to focus on you, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, you're going to be stuck in the same place doing the same things around the same group of people instead of elevating for your future self like we spoke about in the beginning. You have a future self that you have to elevate with. You have a future self. And you can't do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can't do the old things. The old way doesn't work anymore. That's the old key. You can't do those things no more. You got to change your habits. You got the old key to life. And you're trying to open this door with them old nasty habits, the lustful habits, all of these things that don't add value to you. You got to break these addictions. You got to focus on you, the better you, not the worse of you. You got to spend more time with your better self. And I need y'all to make sure that you join the chosen ones if that's what you focused on. If you focused on breaking free from lust and truly being the best that you could be, let me know below, man. Join the chosen ones. But we have to break these addictions and these ways of thinking because we're destined for more. We're destined for greatness. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are fooled by instant gratification. A lot of people are fooled and think that their current friend group can carry them to where they need to go. Sometimes it can. Sometimes you really do got those good brothers, man, those good friends that understand life. But sometimes it could be a hindrance. Sometimes they may not want to see you succeed. Sometimes they may not want to see you win. So, you just got to keep elevating for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, and everything else that you got going on. You got to keep elevating for that. And that's what you have to keep in mind. This life is very short, and it's like that on purpose because it's all about what you do at the time that you have. And you need a period in your life where you're finally focusing on you and doing the things that you need to do. See, I love you, man, and I want to see you win, but you have to love yourself. You have to want to see yourself win. I'm proud of you, man, but you got to be proud of yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Once you're proud of yourself, you start to want to do the same habits that got you to that success, that got you to where you're going, that got you to these moments in your life right now. It's never over until it's over, and it's not over. And the reason why you're not at the next level that you want to be in is probably because you have not done this one thing. You know what you haven't done? If you were really purpose driven, if you were really doing what you need to do, you wouldn't be here right now. Stop wasting time. You've been focused on everything else, but you haven't been focused. You haven't been doing this one thing. You haven't been focusing on yourself. Looking in the mirror, being honest with yourself, being honest with your life, with the good and the bad. Have you truly been honest with that? If you haven't been honest with that or accountable for your life, how you gonna see changes? Come on, man. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.